You really couldn't have asked for a much better start to the College World Series than what you got on Friday, as both games really delivered. In the opener on Friday afternoon, you had West Virginia and Troy, two teams that have never been to Omaha. So one of these teams would come away with their first ever win at the College World Series. And in this one, it would be West Virginia in a back and forth battle. Really started off with a bang. West Virginia's Armani Guzman, a straight steal of home in the first inning to put West Virginia up, his 39th steal of the season. Of all the players in Omaha, only Justin LeBron has more stolen bases with 41. Just goes to show the identity of this West Virginia team. They're super aggressive. They're going to challenge you in any way they can. And that was on display on Friday afternoon against Troy. The Trojans would battle back in this one, though, putting together a pair of rallies in the second and third inning to go up. They managed to get to Chanson Cole, West Virginia's pitcher, in this one, who had been excellent in the postseason thus far. But West Virginia's bats would stay hot. They would retie the game in the bottom of the third on a Sean Smith home run, the first home run at Omaha this year. And then they would retake the lead in the fourth inning. Armani Guzman again, an RBI double. Got to imagine he continues to show up in big moments for the Mountaineers throughout the week. And then Troy wouldn't go away once again. It was in the seventh inning after Ian Korn had taken over for West Virginia. Jimmy Janicki, Troy's most talented player, hits a solo home run to tie the game at 5. But in the bottom of the eighth inning, it would be a Tyrus Hall single that scored 2 to put the Mountaineers up 7-5, a lead that Troy would not come back from in the ninth. Ian Korn does kind of end up being the hero in this one. 6 innings out of the bullpen, just the one earned run on the Jimmy Janicki solo home run. Just 2 hits and 3 walks on 4 strikeouts. Nearly finished the game, but with 2 outs in the ninth, he surrendered a walk. Jimmy Janicki was up to the plate once again. And with just a 2-run lead, West Virginia had to turn it over to the left-hander Ben McDougal to get the final out. So West Virginia comes away with their first ever win in Omaha as they move on to the winner's bracket. The night game on Friday was the more anticipated matchup, with North Carolina taking on Ole Miss. This one was about the starting pitching. Jason DeCaro going for North Carolina after the complete game shutout he threw against USC in the Super Regionals, and then Taylor Rabe for Ole Miss, a recent draft riser with some electric stuff. Both starters made it through at least 5 innings. Taylor Rabe gets through 5 2/3 innings for the Rebels, just 1 earned run, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts. He does walk 4, which was very unlike Rabe. He had only walked multiple hitters in 2 outings in his college career, never walked more than 2 in an outing, and here he walks 4 against North Carolina. And it was more so about North Carolina's lineup than it was a knock on Rabe, because Rabe was around the strike zone all night with excellent stuff. But this North Carolina lineup is just very disciplined, can battle deep into counts, really made Rabe work. They draw 4 walks on him. However, they wouldn't tag him for a run until the 6th inning. Owen Hull, one of the hottest hitters in the nation right now, gets Rabe for a solo home run to tie the game at 1. Jason DeCaro's night would end with 2 outs in the 7th inning, finishes with 6 2/3 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Ole Miss does take a 2-1 lead after DeCaro leaves the game in the 7th inning. Caden Glauber, freshman standout, ACC Freshman of the Year, takes over for DeCaro with a runner on. Judd Utermark up to the plate for Ole Miss. He comes through with a base hit to give Ole Miss the lead. With both starters out of the game to this point, it would just be about which bullpen would hold up. 2 very excellent bullpens, arguably the best bullpens in the College World Series. And in this one, it would be North Carolina's bullpen that would hold firm. Caden Glauber closes the rest of the game despite surrendering that 1 run. In the bottom of the 7th, the Jake Schaffner sacrifice fly, and then a Gavin Gallagher go-ahead base hit would give North Carolina the lead. And then they would add 3 more in the 8th. A big 3-run home run off the bat of Colin Heineck to put North Carolina up 6-2. And then the Rebels would go quietly in the 9th as Caden Glauber would go on to finish the game to put North Carolina in the winner's bracket. They'll take on West Virginia on Sunday night. Ole Miss drops into the loser's bracket. They'll take on Troy on Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow, the other side of the bracket gets started. Alabama and Oklahoma at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the big one, Texas and Georgia at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Looking forward to it.